Welcome back to Sunrise. Now, today we are honored to have with us His Worship, the Mayor of Kingston, Councillor Andrew Swaby. He's the councillor for the Vineyard Town Division in St. Andrews South Eastern. Mayor Swaby was sworn in as the new Mayor of Kingston on March 12 of this year, which means he joins us on the 100th day of his administration. Well, welcome to Sunrise, Mayor. How are you?
I'm good, fulfilling. Thanks for having me.
Good morning.
You are no stranger to local government. You're no stranger to you've been the councillor for the Vineyard Town Division for a while. Now you are in the big chair at the KSAMC. What's it been like?
It has been a fulfilling job. I am enjoying it. I'm working closely with the councillors from both sides of the fence, and I'm the staff headed by the town clerk. And we have been doing excellent things. We have been discussing what we want to do, and we'll make sure that we execute it in an efficient and effective way.
We know what we've been picking up in terms of your public pronouncements, in terms of how you've been pounding the pavement. But for those who don't know, when you got in office, what was your vision? These are the things I want to do in my first 100 days.
I wanted to, I know I wouldn't have completed it, and it's hard to complete it, but I wanted to change the mindset of persons, especially in downtown area, about having a cleaner Kingston. And that, as a result, I've made sure I focus on around the parade area that we're heavily traversed. I want to make an impact into how we see ourselves in terms of bringing transparency and accountability. And as a result, what I've done, I've made sure I have public signing of contract. We have also posted our contracts on the website, and we have also partnered with the Integrity Commission to have some courses, short courses, on good governance and anti-corruption framework. And more importantly now, I want to make sure that we get greater participation at the local level. And so what we have been doing, we have broadened our the political landscape in terms of community involvement. As a result, you would have noticed that I have indicate there are some stakeholders that we should speak to, and I've started to speak to them. For example, citizens' rights to the city, because they have been critical, and rightly so, of the KSAMC, and I've started to engage them.
You mentioned before about effectively and efficiently leading, and you mentioned conversations on both sides. What is the measure for you when you're doing this job to be an effective and efficient leader? The measure for me, immediately, to see actually both sides at the table. For example, when I'm going on tours, when I'm having meetings, which I'm not obligated to, I make sure I invite both sides to the table. They are hearing the things that I'm hearing for the first time, at right there. You will not see the results right off the bat, but you want to make sure you promote the whole issue of unity in the council. And it must not just be said, but it must manifest itself. That's right, that's right. You did mention as well a cleaner city. We were chit-chatting just before we came on, and we were talking about just the mindset of our people and the mindset maybe in terms of understanding the importance of a cleaner city and the further implications. Let's talk about that a bit more. Why is it so important that we have a cleaner environment?
I am a firm, let me just start by saying that I'm from the country. And we might not have the best in terms of housing stock, but you have yard space, and you are required every month to go there, even before you go to school, and clean the yard.
Rake your yard.
Rake your yard and those things. And it helps you in how you think.
Yes.
For example, a lot of the garbage downtown are around the vending areas. And I want the vendors to understand that they are running a business just like the biggest businessman, and you cannot thrive in chaos. You cannot thrive in an untidy place. So that's a mentality. I want to shift the mentality around it.
But okay, a part of what we have to do, to some extent, is in terms of the public communication, moral suasion. But one of the reasons why you're in the chair that you're in is because you've successfully made the case that the administration before may not have put the right systems in place or manage the systems to make the place clean. So I want, you know, in terms of a definitive statement in terms of what you are going to do differently in terms of managing the resources of local government to make the place cleaner?
All right, let me tell you what I've started to do. My first meeting as mayor was with Mr. Orlegard, the executive director.
Good.
And I stressed the importance of having a partnership, even though it's not the case that he's directly responsible for taking up your garbage.
Right.
So that's one aspect I've done. I'll tell you, in downtown area, there are a lot of wholesales that are controlled by the Chinese.
Yes.
I've so far gone to the embassy just to sensitize them, because we'll be going into these wholesales and we'll be and other not only the wholesales and other businesses, to make sure that we can identify that they have a reputable person that has taken away their garbage. In most instances downtown, what you find is just a cartman just get it and go and throw it somewhere. And those are some of the stuff that we want to do.
And as Dennis always says, somewhere is a place.
Yes, somewhere is a place.
Yes. So that in turn has another implication for someone else.
Sure.
Outside of the cleanliness of the environment, outside of what you have already mentioned in the first 100 days, what are some of the other goals that you have for your office?
I spoke to you earlier about the whole issue of transparency and accountability and the whole issue of community involvement. What I've committed to do is to make sure, and for example, we have said, and I'm fully on it, and after I leave here, I'll be going to my first press briefing in terms of every quarter I'll be reporting back to the people of the municipality.
I love good communication.
We also decided, and we have said it also, and we have had our first one, we're going to have, we have had our town hall meetings, and the first one was at Stephanie Hall, where among the vendors talk about the whole issue of vending in the halfway tree area. So it is more to bring persons to the table. And last but not the least, I want us to use technology in a way how we can streamline the work at the KCMC and how we can, persons outside there shouldn't have to take where a resident has to call the mayor or someone at the KCMC wouldn't know to report an issue. This technology should be in place that we can communicate effectively.
Indeed, indeed. Mayor, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. We look forward to great success in your next 100 days.
Thank you very much.
All right. Our guest was His Worship, the Mayor of Kingston, Councillor Andrew Swaby. On this other side of the break, Sunrise Quick Fix. We're elevating our spaces with tiling. Stay tuned.